be authentic to yourself and to your purpose, and everything is going to align.
Yes, I think that's what's really praying about it. That's really the change maker because I feel like I still am shy, but I pray about it so much because I used to avoid the spaces all the time. But I'm like,
Mhm.
no, we're all people. Like,
Yeah,
why am I so nervous?
they just like me. Just strengthen me in
Yes.
this area so I can be better, and you're gonna be fine.
The time is now to boldly step forward, love with intensity, and embark on the journey to create the best version of yourself. Let's breach these barriers together.
Hello, family, and welcome back to the BreEvolve Podcast. I am your host, Bree, and here we are all about inspiring and motivating you to unlock your fullest potential to become your best selves, okay? Today, I have the incredible honor and pleasure to speak with Lakesha Bunn. Lakesha is a coach, mentor, advocate, and spiritual advisor dedicated to empowering modern day working women. By day, she is an exceptional event planner, and by night, she helps women discover and pursue their dreams. For years, Lakesha has used her visionary skills, gifts, and talents to empower others, guiding women to face their fears and embrace their potential. As the creative director of The Table, a women's empowerment event, she provides women of color with the tools to tackle challenges in mind, body, and soul. Lakesha is also the CEO and founder of Polished Events LLC, which is a full service event planning studio in the DMV area. I love that Lakesha's work is not just about business. It's about manifestation of her calling to empower and connect women. Her mission is to support women in working their way out of poverty, strengthening the community, and leaving no woman behind. As I was preparing for our conversation today, I read something on her website that made me just take a moment and stop and thank God that I'm connected to this woman and able to have a conversation with her. On the website, it reads, I want to see you walk in faith and fully explore the inner you. I believe in your God given gifts and talents and want to help you share them with the world. There's a legacy that only you can leave behind. Here's where it begins. Now that your presence is here, it is a blessing to me. I want to know the dreams you've been too afraid to say out loud and the fears that keep you up at night. This is your safe space to grow, ask, dream, become. I need you to just soak that in for a minute because I feel like Lakesha is speaking to those things that we feel like we deal with alone. Saying those things aloud that we're too afraid to say, but knowing that they're God given. She is there to help pull it out of us. And I'm so excited for this women's summit, the table that we are going to tell you all about because I went to it before. And let me tell you, honey, I left re energized, revitalized. So, without further ado, let me not delay it any longer. Let's get into the conversation with Lakesha, and I hope it blesses you just as much as it blessed me. Thank you so much for being here with me today.
Thank you so much for inviting me on your platform. I really appreciate you.
Of course. So, my
Mhm.
mother and I actually went to the last Women's Empowerment Summit, the
Oh my
table.
God.
Yes, and we absolutely enjoyed it. I left there telling everybody that I knew, like, y'all need to get to the next one. And I'm
Yes.
so happy to be interviewing you
Oh
today.
my God. Look how that just turns around.
I
Okay.
know.
That
I
is
know.
amazing.
And we'll be there again this year as well, my mother and I. So
Good.
cannot wait.
Yes.
So before we get started, I would just want to do a little icebreaker,
Mhm.
something completely unrelated.
Sure.
So if you could switch industries for 1 week, what would it be?
Oh man. Interesting. Okay. Probably a lawyer.
Really?
Yes. I love
Oh,
grilling people.
oh, that is nice.
Or a detective. Like my husband, like, you think you a detective, don't you?
So mine says the same.
So either a lawyer or a detective. Yeah.
That is so cool.
Hmm.
Okay, so let's get into business.
Okay. What would you do?
Oh, I've never had anybody turn the questions on me. What would I do? Well, I don't know if I'd be any good at it, but when I was a kid, I always wanted to be an entertainer. So,
Okay.
like singing, dancing.
Uh-huh.
I'm not a singer, and I like to dance, but I don't know if I'm that good at it. But
Uh-huh.
it would be a cool career to try, just
I
to say I
love
did it.
I love that. I love the 20s. So like I could see you like the fat era,
Oh,
whatever.
yes.
Mhm.
Yes. I could, yes.
Yeah.
So, what inspires you to keep going
Mhm.
on your day-to-day, inspiring people, mentoring? Like, what is the factor that
Mhm.
gets you going?
Mhm. I would say my family, my
Mm,
girls. My girls is what is my why. They are the reason why I do what I do. I had my my first one at 18 years old. So as I was growing, she was, helping me grow. She
yeah.
helped me become who I am right now. And so they are the reasons why I do what I do.
I love that. I was doing some research on your website,
Hmm.
and I see that you started out helping your mom in the church,
Hmm.
organizing the church functions.
Hmm.
So, how has your mother's legacy left an impact on the work that you do today?
Yeah, she's part of my why as well. My mom was a workaholic, and so I take, her strengths and weaknesses, her good and her bad, and I try to instill that into my girls, or, instill it into the table or to other women. So to help them with their legacy. So that is part of, um, you know, the reason why I do what I do and part of that legacy.
Yeah, so you mentioned your girls. You are a mother of 3, mother, wife, CEO, creative director. How do you maintain a balance? I feel like balance is not actually achievable, but how do you maintain a good try
Child,
of
and
balance?
not to even mention a sister, a friend, all
Listen,
women have like
listen.
we have all types of titles, right?
Yes.
But I think how we all need to what we need to do is just work on our work life balance. We need to learn how to say no
Mm,
without, just apologizing about it, just
mhm.
learning just to say, no, I cannot. And I think, getting wiser with age. I'm turning more into an introvert. So, child, give me my room. That's all I need. I just need me, myself, and I. That's my mental wellness right there. And
Yes.
me and myself, me and God, I'm good. I just need peace.
That's so funny that you say you're an introvert because I see more and more people that are doing things that you would think an extrovert would be doing, like you doing the table. A lot of people are like, "Oh, no, I'm an introvert. I was just called to do this, so I have to get out
Yes.
of my comfort zone."
Listen, I need time to myself.
Yes.
I guess back in the day, listen, back in the day, I was out there, but now I just need time.
Listen, I understand. I'm trying to get this. Like, I need it, but I'm not taking it. I'll get there to where I can
Right.
take I'll get tired enough, okay?
One day at a time.
Listen, yes.
Mhm.
So, the table, I'm
Yes.
super excited.
Mhm.
How did it come about? And I know it came about in 2019, but how did it come about?
Yeah, like I stated earlier, my mom is my why. She yeah, like just a lot of black and brown women in the community, they are workaholics. And
Mhm.
although my mom gave back to and did for me and my sisters, she didn't give back to herself. So sadly in 2005 she passed away from breast cancer.
Mm.
And I questioned, it was hard. I questioned, did she live out her purpose driven life?
Mhm.
And, not for her employers, not for her, church folks, not for her kids, but did she live out her purpose driven life? And so what I
Mm.
wanted to do was to get to use my skills as an event planner and be a vessel to help women just like my mom, women like myself who had a child at 18 years old and don't know what to do next. And I wanted to give back to women who actually, looking for their next, may know their purpose, but just need answers and how to
Yeah.
find it.
Yeah. Well,
Yep.
thank you for answering that call because I know you helped so many women. I know I was blessed when I came to the summit, the
Oh,
table.
wow.
So
Good, good,
thank
good,
you for
good.
answering that call.
Mhm.
So I know we all have these ideas
Mhm.
or want to do things that we feel so driven to do. But was there a moment where the idea for the table had to become a reality? And if you have any tips for people that have things that they want to do in their heart, if they can get it into reality, because I feel like that is the hard part.
Mhm. So I think the moment, well, I wanted to do it for my mom, right?
Okay.
But in the back of my mind, I had to do it for myself
Hmm.
because, again, keep in mind, I when I was younger, I was 18 years old. I had my first child. Back
Mhm.
then, it wasn't, how it is now.
Mhm.
So, everything wasn't up and up. So, I, you know, even though I wanted to do it for myself, I had teachers that gave up on me. I had family members that gave up on me. But the only person that didn't give up on me was my mom. So I wanted to put on a platform, not just not only for my mom, but to give back to women that look like me and to never give up on them as well. So that's one of the reasons
Mm.
why I had to do it.
Yes. What do you hope they'll take away from the summit this year? Something that will stick with them.
So I and I always say, if no one has a tear, and they think I'm playing, but I'm dead serious. But I say, if no one has a tear in their eyes, that means that I didn't do my due
Mhm.
diligence, or the speakers didn't.
Mhm.
Someone, either speakers, vendors, media, if
Yeah.
I want someone to take something, whether it's one thing from it, that's my goal. That's my goal.
Absolutely. I
Mhm.
had many tears, and I was like, I don't know if it's because I was pregnant, but I did feel a lot of breakthrough from this,
Good, good,
and my mother as well. So,
good.
yes, I completely understand that.
Mhm,
So, you've created this incredible space for healing and networking.
mhm,
So, people are in this space. You've created this space for them to be there, but once they're in the space, it could be kind of hard to really
mhm,
take advantage or really, work the room. Do you have any tips for people once they are in the space, the summit, or any space that they actually get
mhm.
into to actually take full advantage of it? Because that could be really hard.
Yeah, I think just being authentic.
Mm,
Being authentic, being yourself, you are your only person. There's
yeah.
no one like you, right? So I think by being yourself, like I stated earlier, I was shy, whatever, but pray about that thing. Pray about breaking shyness, pray about breaking, having confidence or whatever. It's okay to go in, but take it one step at a time, and it's gonna be okay. Fake recognizes fake. So go in
Mhm.
the room, be authentic to yourself and to your purpose, and everything is gonna align.
Yeah, so I think that's what's really praying about it. That's really the change maker because I feel like I still am shy, but I pray about it so much because I used to avoid the spaces all the time. But I'm like,
Mhm.
no, we're all people. Like,
Yeah,
why am I so nervous?
they just like me. Just strengthen me in
Yes.
this area so I can be better, and you're gonna be fine.
Yes. So I
Be
pray
fine.
about it. And then when I'm actually in those spaces, I'm like, thank you, God, because I come out new each time when I do
Yes.
something speaking. So, yes.
Mhm.
So, yes, that's great. Pray about it.
Mhm.
What impact do you hope to leave behind for your children and your community that you serve?
Mm. So my I always say that I don't want to leave any woman or child behind. That is
Mhm.
my goal.
Yes.
If I had a superpower, one of them would be like, my arms stretched out wide. I can hold on to every woman, to, help them out in any type of way. But my goal is, for my kids to find their goals, their identity, and to do the same thing that I'm doing, to give back. So that's my goal. That's my dream, is to continue to build, continue to help out the community in any type of way, and to give back, to serve, and then just to use my purpose, my purpose, the what God placed me on this earth to do, just to do it well. So that's where I'm at.
How did you get into the mentoring? Did you just like felt like that was your purpose, or
I felt like it was my purpose when I had my first event in 2019. You know, women were like, I never seen this before.
yes?
And at that moment, I knew that I was doing what I was called to do. So, and from there, women was like, okay, well, can you just sit down and just talk to me, just a one-on-one, and me just enjoying that one-on-one. That's when I knew that it is so much bigger than just coaching. It's just having that one-on-one rapport with women, and just trying to like help them out in so many areas as possible as I can.
Yes, because I feel like it's so like it's you. So I was just wondering, like, did you have to be forced into it, or it felt like
I,
okay?
I think once I did that first event, and that's when I knew. That's when I knew.
So do you offer the mentor services like officially, like on the website, or do you just like meet people and it's just like a genuine type of thing?
Yeah, so I do offer coaching, but I do have, I have a lot of people that I mentor, and have that one-on-one with them. But yeah, it's something that I love doing. I love it. I love it.
Absolutely. So I'll make sure I put that information in the details as well. And I was asking for myself, but I know other but I know other people could also benefit from that as well. So in
Mhm.
the end, I'll get that from you. How do you practice mindfulness in your daily life and integrate it into your personal work to support mental wellness?
I would say, the first thing that when I get up is, before I get out of bed, is I pray. I
Mm.
pray. I thank God, for just waking me up in the mornings. I love music. So I turn on music. I get my day started. If the day calls for me to exercise, if it's calling for me to exercise, depending on the day,
Listen, I know that too well.
then yes, I will get on the bike and on the treadmill and exercise. But I think it's important to just pause. I think that's the
Mm,
biggest one. It's just to pause, take a moment out for yourself, and just what is my next?
mm,
Um, Ask yourself that. What is my next? What do I want to do? How is my day going to look today? How is my week going to look?
yeah.
So I think it's important to do that. Just take time. Just take some time out for yourself.
Yeah, that's important. You have to be so intentional about it because
Yep.
I can go to the end of the week and be like, what did I do this week? Like I was just on autopilot with the kids and
Hmm.
yeah, so yeah, being intentional when I actually do,
Yes.
it
Yes.
helps. So yes, I need to make sure I make that a daily practice.
Mhm. And one up, get find something, whether it's looking at TV or show, whatever. Take some time out to do that for yourself.
Mm,
It's
yeah.
important. You're working all week long. Take time out to enjoy yourself. You know.
Mm.
So I really think that that's important. Mm.
That yes, definitely, because I'll be, like, using my me time as a reward for if okay, but did I actually do something this week that was progressive or
Mhm.
not realizing being a mom is like, I need to make time for myself.
And you have to know whether, if you're a morning person or an evening person,
Yeah,
and you have to know how to balance, the family, and
yeah.
then, and whatever that is, then you do it in the morning or you do it in the night to give yourself that time for yourself.
Yeah, so I'm a morning person, but my kids are also morning persons. So we all wake up at 6:30 naturally. So I had to start waking up at 4:30. So
Uh-huh.
when my kids are up throughout the night, that's thrown off. But
Right. Oh,
yeah,
wow.
it's when it works
God
out, I
bless you.
feel amazing. I know it's temporary, but I'm like, God, please.
Yes.
How would you define prosperity?
Ah, so I think a lot of people, when they hear prosperity, they think about financial stability, right?
Mhm.
I think it's so much more than that. I think about abundance, like
Mhm.
having an abundant life. I could do all things through
Okay.
Jesus Christ who strengthens me. So I think it's your mind, being free with your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit. I think is so much more than just financial.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's how I would define it.
Yeah. Do you consider yourself prosperous?
If it's defined by that, yes.
Yeah.
Do I have a lot more to do? Yes. But I am taking it one day at a time, one step at a
Absolutely.
time, one goal at a time, one dream at a time, one prayer at a time.
Mm.
Um, and that's all I can do.
Thank you for that.
Mhm.
Do you have any final thoughts, final words to the listeners?
Yeah, definitely. You have to go to my website at lakeishabunn.com and grab your tickets today for the table. It's something that you just, even if it's one time, you just want to just try it out, just to get the feel of it. But I promise you, you do not want to miss it. I have a lineup of amazing speakers, and I make sure I handpick and pick right people,
Mm.
whoever that's in attendance, or, whoever that's participating, I make sure that I pick the right people, with the right mindset, when it comes to anything that has my name on it.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Well, thank you so much, Lakeisha. I'll
Thank
make sure I have all of that in the details as well.
you. Well, I really appreciate you for just again having me on your platform. I really appreciate you.
It was so nice talking with you, Lakeisha.
Thank you.
I'm
Same
a
here. Have a good one, okay?
Thank you, and I'll see you at the summit. See
Yay!
ya.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Bye.